All right, hey everybody, we're inside the newsroom. Randy, Laney, and Wex with you. Wex sliding in on the chair
Better
right
make
there.
sure they can hear us.
Hey, we're getting ready for Sports Sunday coming up in about 22 minutes from now, 11 p.m. If you don't know, we have the new time. Started about a month ago, but we know you'll check us out. Hang with us during the newscast, please. We'll come with you with some entertainment coming up at 11 o'clock. Hey, we got a lot to talk about today. March Madness. My bracket's probably toast now because
Probably tells you.
North Carolina, Duke, none of them are going. So we're going to talk March Madness because Texas Tech is representing the Lone Star State, and they punched their ticket for the first time. That's getting a lot of attention. And
unfortunately, we're not talking about our Cougars.
I know, yes.
In the Final Four, at least.
Well, Tech has been a great story. What the season they've had with Chris Beard, they just kind of people doubted them. They continue good offense, great defense.
We were just mentioning, hope people are up to speed on our 11 o'clock show, and I know 2 weeks ago two Sundays ago when we filled out our brackets, and Texas Tech was sitting there in my bracket right there in the Final Four.
Did you have them there? Okay.
Just
this
how
guy knew
I
what he's
saw
talking
it play
about.
out. And I didn't get everything right. I did think that they had a chance to get by that region, get by Gonzaga, and really that was the team that gave the best test. They dominated Michigan. They dominated their opponents before that. They've been a phenomenal defensive team throughout. Jarrett Culver, the best unknown player in the country.
I mean, the guy grew up in Lubbock, and there he is leading his hometown team.
And they're the only team in the Final Four, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that hasn't had a close scare in the tournament.
I mean,
they've been beating everyone by quite a bit.
Well, they definitely took advantage of that late technical foul Gonzaga committed to help extend that lead from 2 to 4. But like she said, it's still hard for people to believe what they were watching the night they played Michigan when nobody could score. And then Michigan kept, they had 18, 20 points, and Tech just kept pulling further and further away. And they ended up blowing them out. That's a good Michigan team, as people here know.
So we'll talk about the Final Four and Texas Tech. We'll hear from the Red Raiders. And you mentioned U of H. Everybody's still kind of bummed out over what happened over the weekend there in Kansas City.
She got the more fun trip going for 2 wins in Tulsa.
That's right. You were 2-0. I mean, great season for the Cougars, and obviously it's tough to take when they had a chance to win this game. But 33-4, that was the record.
33-4.
I mean, best record in school history. Now they're trying to hopefully hold on to Kelvin Sampson. We're going to talk about that, if that's going to happen or not. My gut tells me he's not going, but he's going to have more money if offered. He's going to have more money from Arkansas.
Yeah, my gut kind of tells me he is going, but I think that right now it's really a matter of negotiating with U of H and knowing Coach Sampson, he's going to choose whatever is best for his family. And
$18 million is good, right?
But you've got to think about
We might
24
actually
million.
end up getting more than that, like she said.
Yeah,
he could probably get more, and it's not all. It is. He'll probably get a little more from Arkansas, and then you got to think about this is no knock on U of H, but he can recruit higher caliber of players and might actually be able to win a championship at Arkansas. Maybe he doesn't feel like he might be able to do that at Houston. I mean, those are just things to consider.
And I get that. My counter that if he's looking at it, and I'm sure Tillman's going to tell him too, is Arkansas program is a mess. So you're looking at.
But he knows how to turn around a program. That's what he does.
No, he can, but he'll be. It could take 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, if he wants to do what he
He's
did
gonna be
here, he can do it there.
Yeah,
He
67
just
years
has
old.
to turn the clock back, which is what we would assume, and we don't know, Calvin. We don't know exactly what he's thinking, but that's right. He'd basically be starting over. Arkansas has been to the tournament several times, went to the tournament several times
They have
under
a winning
Coach
record
Anderson.
this year.
They've been a good team. They just haven't been good enough for them to keep him. What's ironic, though, is Anderson was much better than Heath before him, who was much better than Pelfrey before him, and yet they still fired Anderson. So clearly Arkansas is looking for someone to win big, but we've all said the same thing. They can't win big immediately. That, to me, is the biggest difference between where these two programs are right now. What the Cougars proved against Michigan last year, against Kentucky this year, even in defeat, they are ready to win at U of H at this present time.
I think the thing is, I wish U of H would have locked up this contract after last season, and this would be a whole different.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they didn't. I don't know the
Well, it takes two to
particulars.
tango.
You got to have both sides willing to talk.
I think
and
he
that
would
other
have locked
side,
it down after last season.
yeah, Sampson's side apparently has not been willing to talk for months now. Well, U of H has made offers, and the most recent one was last Monday, and they got no response. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think he was a little busy, focused on
He was.
the tournament. So
Yeah.
now maybe I'm sure they've been meeting. Maybe he's meeting with Arkansas. We'll figure that out.
6 years, $18 million, $3 million a year. That in negotiating, maybe they'll come up a little bit more. There's only so much U of H can do.
No, but I do think that's what will end up happening. I think Arkansas is going to offer him, if that's the case, if that's where they're headed, they'll end up offering him more money.
Their last coach was getting paid like 2.2-ish, right? So
Yes, and so I think that the U of H knows, and Tillman knows, if it takes a little more, because he wants it Dr. Couture wants it. You'll hear
Yeah.
from her again tonight on this subject. And I think we know that there's a part of Kelvin that realizes what he has here. That's why
For
he's talked
sure,
about
yeah.
it since he walked in the door
And he's
here.
very grateful for what Fertitta set him up with. He asked him if we want to win here, we got to have this, and this. And Tillman
All the
has
thises
given him
are here now.
all the thises are here now. Like, yeah, I don't think he takes for granted at all what he has here.
He should. He's got a great facility right now. But
No, he's-
the coach and waiting deal, that's going to be something, how important that is to him. Kellen has no head
Kellen,
coaching
yeah.
experience, right? His son Kellen is on the staff. Getting that guarantee from Arkansas, if it's a big deal to him, I don't think Arkansas is going to give it to him because Kellen won't have enough experience, I don't think, for an SEC team. He could get it here, though, at U of H.
That is a possibility. It's always an interesting situation. We see it so often in football, and it never seems to work out the way everyone thinks it should. So I'm curious why those still look for it, but I do think that's part of what they're looking at.
All right, a few more minutes here. We're going to have, I know a lot of you are
I've seen
writing in,
Astros
a lot of
questions
Astros questions
yeah.
for sure. We'll get to Astros in a minute. We're going to talk Rockets tonight. What, 5 games left? Is that right?
Yes.
5 games left. They go on the road to Sacramento. They're the 3rd seed right now. If the playoffs were to start now, it would be a date with
They date with the Clippers.
LA Clippers, who are a very good team. We're debating tonight again, should there even be a conversation on the MVP talk with James Harden and the Greek Freak from Milwaukee? I mean, and Laney, I know you got a opinion too. We had that taped that earlier. It's going to air tonight. With what Harden's doing, I mean, should we even be talking about this still?
I think absolutely not, but
Yeah.
I think people bring up the defense. I guess that's their argument, their main argument.
Well,
Against it, I don't know.
And it's because they're almost not even paying attention to Harden because he's not the elite defender, even though he's actually had a really
He's-
good
yeah,
defensive
he's
very good
season.
year. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when Giannis is sitting there with the number 1 defensive rating in the league, on the number 1 defensive team in the league, with the team
On the
that has
number
the
one
best
team,
record
yeah.
in the league, it's easy for the narrative to turn to, well, he's the reason, that's why they are where they are, and he's going to get a lot of support because of it. And I don't know why it is, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Voters seem to get fatigue like that. Harden has
Yeah.
won 1 MVP in a row. He won it last year, and it's already like, well, we've got to give it to somebody else. And Giannis, unbelievable season, an MVP caliber season. But if it's not better than Harden's MVP caliber season, then he shouldn't win it.
All right, so we'll talk about that. And before we go, I got to get ready. A lot of Astro questions.
You mean what's wrong with the Astros?
Can we just wrap the season off now? They're 1-3. I'm kidding. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Not a good start. The offense has to get going, which it will, I think. But they lost 3 out of 4 to the Tampa Bay Rays. Now go to Texas, take on the Rangers. Nobody should be panicking.
I don't think anybody
I think
is.
they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be fine.
They'll probably win a game Verlander doesn't start sometime soon.
Yeah, hope so. That'd be
Absolutely.
nice. So we'll talk Astros tonight, show you how it went down in Tampa today. And what else? Oh, we're going to talk the big NFL rule change with interference getting a lot of attention nationally and how it's going to definitely be affecting offensive players this year. And a lot of people are using D-Hop as an example because as good as he is, a lot of people think he pushes off a lot. There's going to be a lot more flags on offensive guys this year, receivers.
That's because all good receivers do it because they know they can get away with it and they know how to do it. But
Not
with
anymore,
replay
though.
involved, it's going to change.
Yeah, definitely. So the coaches get a couple of chances to, I guess the last 2 minutes of
Last
the
2
first half,
minutes.
last 2 minutes of the game, they can't get it taken away from them.
I see a Dynamo comment. The Dynamo did have a big win, 4-1 yesterday over the Rapids.
Dynamo Insider right here.
Dynamo Insider right here.
Hey, we'll see you at 11 o'clock here in about less than 15 minutes, right after the news. A lot to talk about. Sports Radio 610's Mike Meltzer also in studio talking U of H and Rockets and James Harden. So we'll see you shortly right here on Sports Sunday. Take care.